The final injury reports are out for both the Titans and the Colts going into Sunday. And at this point, we know for the most part who's going to be playing and who's not. As we look at the Titans here, their injury report starts with Treylon Burks, Luke Gifford, and Tier Tart. All three of those guys are going to be out this upcoming Sunday. That's a wide receiver, linebacker, defensive lineman. And obviously, Burks being out is a big deal, right? We're going to be able to focus more on DeAndre Hopkins and hopefully be able to stop DeAndre Hopkins so that he doesn't do us like Puka Nacua did us. Okay, because DeAndre Hopkins still very good wide receiver. Can't let him get going. He got going last week against the Bengals, and they waxed the Bengals last week. So can't let that be us with DeAndre Hopkins. I think we have a better chance with Treylon being out and Tier Tart being out is going to help in the run game. Tier Tart, the Titans are really good at stopping the run anyways. They have for pretty much the entire time that Vrabel's been there and he's been able to get some of his guys, especially with Jeffrey Simmons on that defensive line. They got the Nico Autry a few years ago, and he's been really good for them both as a pass rusher and in the run game. So they're stout up front. They usually have really good linebackers. Vrabel probably really good with the linebackers and able to coach them up too. But having Tier Tart out for the Colts is definitely going to at least alleviate some of the pressure in the run game. Still not going to be an easy game in the run game, but the way the Colts have looked running the ball, having the threat of Anthony Richardson there, I think it bodes well for the Colts having Tier Tart out. But the last guy that's out here is right tackle Nicholas Petit Frere. And he's listed as non-injury rest. He was a full participant all week, but they're labeling him out still. He was suspended for gambling. But because he was only betting on non-NFL games, he ended up with a 6-game suspension. But the NFL recently changed their gambling rules to where Jameson Williams and Nicholas Petit Frere were going to be able to come back this week. I think Jameson Williams is coming back for Lions, but I guess, it's some principal call here. They're going ahead. They're going to make him serve out this suspension, it seems, even though they let him practice in full. He is out for them. And he started 16 games in his rookie year for the Titans. So having him out, definitely going to work in the Colts' favor, especially with the way the Colts front has looked so far this season. The Titans have a lot of other people here on their injury report, but they're not even questionable. They're everybody's good to go for them. A lot of guys just getting non-injury rest. Okay, but then you look at the Colts. Mo Alley Cox, good to go. DeForest Buckner, good to go. Tyquan Lewis and Quentin Nelson, good to go. Ryan Kelly out of the concussion protocol, and he is good to go for Sunday. Then you look at the guys that are out. Shaq Leonard is going to miss the game, did not practice at all this week with that groin injury. He's out right now. Quiddy Pay with the concussion and Bernard Raymond with the concussion. It was always a long shot that we were going to have them playing this Sunday. Both of those guys ended up being out, even though Bernard Raymond did return to practice. He was a limited participant in practice Friday. And in order to get out of the concussion protocol, you have to log at least 2 practices. So going into next week, this bodes well. He got onto the injury report last Friday. So I would assume that, come next Friday, he'll probably be good to go. And we'll have Bernie back, which is great. He's been top 10 in terms of all around blocking at his position. I think he's 4th in terms of PFF grade at his position in terms of pass blocking. So going to be big to have him in week 6, but we are going to miss him again in week 5. But I got to tell you, I feel a lot more confident with Blake Freeland after he just had to, in his first ever game, just had to go against Aaron Donald way too much, right? They kept putting Aaron Donald out there on him, which I would have done too if I was the Rams defensive coach. But I just feel like that experience is going to be huge for Blake Freeland, right? Like that would be huge for any rookie, but a rookie tackle having to step in like that in his first game seeing Aaron Donald. So those experiences and having to go through those reps, I think that'll help him. Titans, again, the Titans have a good front. They're going to be able to get after the quarterback. Luckily, we have a quarterback that can escape, I'm pretty sure, anybody that the Titans have in their front 7. So, I'm confident from that aspect. But Blake Freeland, again, going to have his hands full in this game, but feel a lot better about him coming into his second game than there in his first game. Right, and the last guy here on the injury report to talk about is Jonathan Taylor. And I had mentioned yesterday to you guys about how I'm pretty sure Jonathan Taylor's good to go. Ian Rappaport said what he said. But one of the reasons I'm so confident that JT is going to be in is because of a tweet that I saw. And I told you guys before when we were talking about Jonathan Taylor that I pay attention to Destin Adams about Jonathan Taylor. He's had information on this the whole way, and pretty much whatever he's said has been the correct information throughout the whole situation. And the tweet that I saw was when somebody asked Destin Adams, do you think Taylor will be on a pitch count since it's his first game back? And Destin replied, from what I've been told, he would have been able to play for the opener if he was traded or got a new contract here. So my guess is he will be a full go. And this is kind of what I've been thinking all along. Jonathan Taylor, like at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is conditioning. Like you have to play football to get in football shape, right? Like guys go through the preseason to do that. Yeah, this is basically going to be his preseason, but he's coming in fully healthy. He's got fresh legs, and I feel like we're going to want to use him. But as I've told you guys before, I still believe that it will be not so much of a pitch count. I just think that they're going to play it smart and use him and Zach Moss at a pretty even pace, right? Try to keep both of them fresh, try to keep both of them healthy. They're going to be able to use AR in the run game. So it's not like this is an offense where Jonathan Taylor is going to come in and start carrying the ball 25, 30 times a game again like he was before. So I think Jonathan Taylor is going to be able to play. I think he's going to be able to be versatile. He's not Austin Eckler in the past game, but we've seen him be able to make plays catching the ball and then after the catch being able to make plays, most notably the screen pass in Baltimore a few years ago that went for like 70 yards or whatever. So I'm not sitting here saying that I think JT is going to come back and as soon as he steps into the game, he's immediately going to be what we saw from him in 2021. Right? I think that's unrealistic to ask from him, but what's JT 70% of himself, right? 70% of his 2021 self. How many running backs is he still better than in the NFL if he's at 70% and the offensive line is blocking the way it has this season? Right. And I think Jonathan Taylor is better than 70%. I honestly believe Jonathan, he's obviously 100% healthy. That's the key is that the notion right now is that he really is 100% healthy. He started training a few weeks ago in the Colts facilities, right? He put the video on Instagram that he started training. So I feel like he's well conditioned enough. He's just got to start getting the reps, and I think he's going to be able to do that. But again, because of having Zach Moss there, I don't think it's going to be an overload for him stepping into the game. So I think we're going to have JT in this game. And I think he's going to have an impact, just like I think AR and Zach Moss are going to have an impact in this game. And I think having JT on the field is going to open things up for the Colts. At the end of the day, that's what I think this game comes down to. I think the Colts will be able to exploit the secondary, and they're going to have to exploit the secondary for the Titans if they want to have success on the offensive side of the ball. Because while I think at the end of the day, the Colts will probably end up with 120 to 140 rushing yards because that's the way this offense works. When it comes down to it, if the Titans are good at defending the run and they have some problems in the secondary, what should we do? We should exploit that. And the good thing about this matchup is that Vrabel, his defensive philosophy is very similar to Belichick in the fact that they run a lot of different things, right? It's a base 3-4, but it's a multiple defense. You'll see them come out with 4 down linemen. You'll see them 3 down linemen and a base 3-4 with the 2 edge guys standing up. Right? You might see them with just the 3 tech and the nose tackle with their hands in the ground and everybody else standing up, but 4 linebackers on the field, right? They could come out in a number of different styles of defense, but I think that plays well into what the Colts like to do. They like to come out in a lot of 11 personnel, right? When they're running pistol or they're running shotgun. They also come out and have 4 wide receivers a lot because they run 4 verts so much. So this is honestly a game here. If AR can be protected and he can get the guys the ball, like I think AR could have a huge game passing the ball, right? Which has been that's the one area people can nitpick about AR and talk smack about AR is his passing. But if he comes out and has an elite game, right, can have, 70 to 78% completion percentage, over 300 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Josh Downs, I think, is going to have his first career touchdown this weekend. Like, I think this could be the game, right? What that really comes down to is the Colts not shooting themselves in the foot. You can't have a bunch of penalties at the beginning of the game like they did last week against the Rams. That stuff happens, like you're going to get yourself in the same position. But I think with the coaching on this team, I think they'll be able to learn from their mistakes coming into this game with the Titans. But the Titans are no slouch, right? This entire division right now is 2-2. The Titans just dog walked the Bengals. All right, not even close. I'm talking dog walked the Bengals. All right, and Derrick Henry is coming off his best game. So the Colts have their hands full. We haven't beaten the Titans in quite a long time, okay, in terms of how often we usually beat up on the Titans. It's been a long time since we beat the Titans, and it'd be real nice. It's been a long time since this team won at home. The people that go to the Colts games, man, they deserve a win at home. Last year was so bad. These first couple games, it's been so close at home. You know, the Colts have leads late or tie it late, right? This Rams game. Colts fans deserve a win at home, and they deserve to see a win against the Titans. And at the end of the day, I just don't think the Titans' offense, especially without Treylon Burks being there, and with as good as the Colts' defense is, I don't think the Titans' offense is going to be able to put up enough points to mess with us, right? Because when you think about when AR is playing, bro, we're scoring at least 3 touchdowns. That's just how it is, right? Up until the point he got a concussion in the Texans game, it was like, what, 5.5 minutes off the clock or something like that, and we already had 14 points. When AR's in, we're scoring at least 21. And do I think the Titans can score that much on our defense? No, I don't. I honestly don't. Dio Dangbo coming off his best game as a pro. Kwity Paye is going to be out, so Dio Dangbo is going to be getting the start on the opposite side of Samson Ebicom. We have DeForest Buckner coming in, about to play full complements of reps. So, and obviously Grover Stewart up front. Dude, I think we're about to start sitting in the house at Tannehill again. He does not look good against the blitz this year, so I think I think the defense is going to eat, man. I think there's a good chance for this Colts defense to have 5, 6, 7 sacks in this game, or at least make Tannehill get off his spot quite a bit, make some bad decisions, and then we get turnovers. I think this is going to be a really big game for the Colts defense. And again, with AR in the game, I think we're scoring at least 3 touchdowns. Okay, and with JT coming back, I think we're scoring at least 4 touchdowns in this game. This is one where I think the Colts score over 30 points. I think the Titans score less than 20 points. I see the Colts being able to win this game 34-17, and that last 7 points is going to come in garbage time in the fourth quarter. So don't even got to worry about it. I think it's going to be a great game for the Colts, and we will be live for the game again this Sunday. Been getting more people in every week and having more fun with it. So it'd be great if you want to stop by for a little while and join, or come by for the entire game and just chat up as we're watching the game. That'd be great. I can't show the game on YouTube, obviously, but we will be watching it. I try to keep up with the play-by-play, let everybody know what's going on, what I'm seeing. I know a lot of people actually watch the game on their TVs, but turn the volume down, and they'll kind of listen to my play-by-play while getting in the chat, and we kind of chat it up while we're going through the game. So again, be great if you'd stop by. And hey, we're getting close to 900 subscribers. So if you're new or returning, whatever it is, if you enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button. It's a great free way to support the channel. And I can't tell you guys how much it means to have the support of Colts Nation. All right, so with that said, as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.